committee is coming by. The sheriff's badge ain't worth a thing when the justice ain't got wings. So we take it into our hands and we make them understand. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. The town's been burning with fear and hate, but we're coming for the ones who sealed our fate. With a rope and a fire in the night, we're gonna make sure they see the light. The law may say it's black and white, but we know it's red and it ain't right. We'll do what the law won't do to see the guilty through. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. The wind it howls like a banshee's cry. Outlaws tremble when we pass by. Ain't no mercy, ain't no grace, just the justice of a hard-pressed place. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. So when the town sleeps and the moon's running high, you'll hear the gallop of the horses stride. And if you're guilty, best be prepared, 'cause the Vigilance Committee will be there.
Hello and welcome to the Vigilance Committee. I want to recognize folks in the chat here. We got Yoda Attacks, Buzz, Rockport Rights Enthusiast, Let's Go TVO, Freeman Press, Yoko, Johnson County, Kansas Cop Watch, Deloy Meekum, Lenny Malley, good to see you, Claire, and Stephanie Jiggs so far. All right, so today we are going to be talking about, well, I want to mention proclivities, inclinations, tendencies, gaslighting, projecting, things like that. Let's see. I'm just I just sent press people the link, so he should be getting it. So far, we've got 24 people in the chat. A lot of faces I haven't seen before. Doesn't mean you haven't been here. It just means I probably didn't see you. Oklahoma Outlaw, good to see you. Claire, all right. So we're also going to be talking about innocent until proven guilty. Here we go. Yeah.
How are you doing, Cliff?
That's a loaded question. I think you already know. But no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm here.
Yeah.
I might have been doing some traveling, actually. You know, I mean, uh, Ashland this time of year is a kind of a nice town. Ashland,
Yeah,
North
Ashland,
Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we
But who
put the
knows?
thumbnail up?
Huh?
Can we put the thumbnail up?
Yeah. Let me pull it up here. It is a good thumbnail. I like it.
Yeah, Ashland is a real nice area. There's talk about going and talking to the neighbors and seeing if we can dig up some information, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There we go. Look at that.
All right. Boom pow. Devil defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they're going with. The devil made him do it.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to say the devil made line one do it. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah, demons. They're trying to
Yeah.
blame demons.
Yeah.
They switch off between the devil defense and the demon defense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the same concept.
Yeah. And there's a certain individual who gets up on GS's panel and has all these proclivities, tendencies, and so she thinks that she can perpetuate those on a deceased person just because she has those proclivities and gets in doldrums. Doesn't mean that Lion One did.
Doldrums.
Doldrums.
Oh, yeah.
I said a plethora of big words there.
Yeah. Proclivity. Proclivity.
Yeah.
That was a good one. But Carney hasn't been heard from since his shit show over on GS on I think it was Friday night.
So he hasn't been on Facebook even?
Well, he's been on Facebook, but well, he posted on Facebook. The last thing I've seen on Facebook was what he posted on Saturday night, I think. I think that's the last thing I've seen, but I don't know. I don't have a Facebook, so I don't.
Is that what was played on Westside Accountability's live stream yesterday?
Yes, we played what he had posted on Saturday.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I still have
Sorry,
that.
all that background noise. BSBT is just making a ridiculous racket for no fucking reason and shit.
It's not like they do it on purpose.
Yeah, it's like you do it on purpose.
Oh my God.
Let's just be honest about it, okay? Let's just be. I mean, can we?
Oh wait, well, since I got included in on this, I want to know that. Hey, since GS won't answer these questions, will you answer these questions for me, Cliff? Because they're real simple. Okay, well, they're real simple, easy questions, but for some reason, GS won't answer these questions. GS made the claim last night. He said that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, right?
Absolutely.
So, did Rabbit accuse Line One of suicide?
He certainly did.
Rabbit.
That's an extraordinary claim.
Yes, it is an extraordinary claim.
So, by GS's logic, that should require extraordinary amount of proof.
Extraordinary, yes. And here's the thing. I'm going to say another big word. There is not one scintilla of evidence that she did.
Right, except the testimony by Billy, which is evidence, right? Testimony is evidence.
Yes.
Right. And he testified to that along with Mountain Mama and Rats to the Moon and GS and Navy Girl and Killamilla, K-Far. saying that. Katie Zed is saying that.
So they're saying she wasn't a real Christian then, I guess.
Right, and she's not here to defend herself.
No, she
And
is not.
right, and they just accuse her of that and think that we're supposed to believe it. So there is the testimony by Billy that she committed suicide. However, the story he told is one where she planned it out from way back in November because of her physical pain based on fibromyalgia.
Yeah, they've been gaslighting
And,
her months before
and
she
then,
became deceased. They were gaslighting her.
but that's his story, right? Is that she planned this out, right? But then when we get to the details of how she died, we see that it doesn't seem planned out at all. There's no note.
Yeah.
Okay. It's done in this horrible way that doesn't make sense. If she's gonna plan it out, wouldn't she take sleeping pills or something? I mean, she would do it in more of a ceremonial way.
Yeah, she would do it the easy way.
I mean, there's no easy way, but
No, there isn't.
it would have been pain free.
Right.
It wouldn't have been messy.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense that she would do it that way. None.
And why would she be in a hurry? Right? Why would she think that Billy wasn't going to come home and that she needed to fill the dog bowls? Like he says there's dog bowls, but he hasn't showed any evidence that there's dog bowls. We're just supposed to believe him and his trust me, bro. There were these dog bowls full of all this dog food. And trust me, bro, it smells like perfume and, these ridiculous things, right?
Yep. Yeah, the whole thing. His whole story doesn't make any sense. And your testimony, Joe Cool's testimony, Sean Porter's testimony. We've all a lot of us have spoken to her dad. His testimony all adds up to what our hypothesis is. Ooh, another big word.
I mean, look, I'll go where the evidence takes me, but I'm not going to start from a point of sushi side. That's absurd. We're going to start from Red Rum, okay? Because there's a body that's dead.
Right.
They took a gunshot wound to the face, and the gun that did that was found, and that gun was handled by Billy. Billy was there at the time. Right? Or within 7 minutes, for sure. I mean, it's a very narrow
window
part, right? And so I mean, he's there at the scene. He can be placed with the weapon, holding the weapon that did the, did the deed. And then there's the motive, right? The motive is clearly explained in the phone call that Alicia has with him, supposedly in front of Deputy Renfro. Right, where he hears the claim that she caught him cheating and on the BDSM sites and was going to move to Ohio and he was going to be fucked like Chuck in the wilderness. He was done with his ass.
So Flatbed Media here, who's I don't know, I think he's a GS sycophant. He says, how many of you was questioned? How many of you were questioned, Flatbed, by Mitchell County Sheriff? How many times have they asked you all for input on the sushi side? Here's the thing. They haven't even asked us anything. They haven't even called certain people. And I think one of the reasons is because Rabbit had her phone.
Right.
Why did he
bumbled
get her phone?
And that's another thing. So they don't, I mean, they had enough to arrest him on right there. This is murder, red rum we're talking about here. This isn't just something simple, okay? There is a body. She's been shot in the head. There's a gun that has been handled by him. He's handled her. He has blood on him. I mean, can we connect the dots any clearer? Where's the evidence that he didn't do it at this point? Right? Because at that point you need some. I think that's enough. I don't know. I mean, I think that's enough. There's a
And by the
motive.
same token,
He's connected to the murder weapon. There was a murder. I mean, what? So if you're on scene, okay, you can talk about tests later, right? Those take time. GSR, blood splatter analysis, all kinds of things. Reconstruction. Let's go through the whole story, you know. But that takes time, right, Cliff?
yes, it does. And here's another flatbed media. You have personally spoken with the sheriff of Mitchell County. Well, goody for you. What do you know about the case? What input did you give to him? Did you even know any of these people?
Well, look,
good Lord.
Flatbed, I don't know what Flatbed's not really saying anything wrong. He's just asking questions.
Well, he said he personally talked to the sheriff. So,
Okay, and that's good. So if you personally talk to the sheriff, do you have a recording of that? Because at this point, we don't need any more hearsay coming from the sheriff's department. If you're going to call the sheriff's department, record your call. Let's hear the call. Otherwise, I don't really care at this point.
And publish it. That's right.
Right. Yeah. It didn't happen. We're at a different point now. There was a point when we were entertaining that, but now we're not. Right.
And where is the evidence of Sushi side? I would like to see that evidence.
Well,
Hard
here's
evidence.
the thing. Okay, here's the thing, and here's what I think some folks don't understand is that okay, Billy made the 911 call at 417, and he reported a sushi site. Okay, and if you know how things work, then you know that the report is what it's called. Right. So he reported a sushi site. So that's what it's called from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Until
If somebody had called in and reported a red rum, it would have been called a red rum from the beginning. They would have responded as if they're responding to a red rum, but instead they responded to a sushi site because that's what Billy reported.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. Right. So the officer, Deputy Renfro, gets there and he's responding to a call of sushi site. But we haven't seen any evidence as to that would support that claim. All the evidence leads us to believe that it was a red rum.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, when we're talking about a serious crime like this, of this nature, I don't understand why the police didn't grab him right away. You know, he should have been in cuffs immediately.
Yeah.
In the back, you know what I mean? There is a dead woman there that's been shot in the face, and he's
just tampering with the scene. Just tampering with the scene.
Right.
Good Lord, people.
And then, I mean, he doesn't get the phones, like nothing. I mean, even if they got to get a warrant, okay, fine. Nothing wrong with getting a warrant. It shouldn't be that hard to get a fucking warrant.
Why did they even try to get a warrant?
We don't know. We don't know what they did, and I have zero faith in them. I never have from the start. I don't really care what they have to say. However, there are a lot of folks that do care, you know, and they're entitled to answers from their servants, right? And they're not getting them. I mean, yeah, you can go and have your private phone call and they'll just blow smoke up your fucking ass. You know,
I don't
that's
know.
what they do. They're fucking liars.
Yeah.
They're
Then
liars.
explain why the sheriff's department didn't arrest him. Why don't you ask them, Flatbed Mafia? Was that one of your questions? Why didn't they arrest him? I don't
And
think
get it
so. Was it?
recorded. Get it recorded, because otherwise it didn't happen. We don't care about your, behind the scenes conversations with the sheriff's department in Mitchell County, North Carolina. Right? Get it on the record, or it didn't fucking happen. Got it? Good. Boom, pow. Mm-hmm. And that's where we're at, is that a lot of folks are, they're sick and tired of the shit show going on in Mitchell County Sheriff's Department. Okay. They don't understand why this guy's still on the street, threatening victims, threatening witnesses, trying to obstruct justice, taunting the family and the victims by doing this media campaign. He's literally on a media campaign trying to taunt the family and the victims.
Yeah. And they're all still gaslighting a deceased person. They're gaslighting her.
Yeah. She did believe in God, in Jesus, and she did believe that suicide was a sin. And they continuously run this narrative whereby it's okay to just convict her based on Billy's "Trust Me, Bro." And how many weeks? Because we never said a thing on YouTube, did we, Cliff? Until over a month afterwards, right?
Yep.
And for that whole month, Billy and Mountain Mama and the Hawk and GS and Navy Girl and Killamilla were all running this script.
Yep.
Rats to the Moon.
Yep.
All running this script whereby she had committed a sin, and they don't like anybody contradicting that, right? Because everybody that she knew is speaking up. And then there's all these folks that are like, they're saying that they knew her and they're just making these claims, but nobody else could see that. It seems a lot like this group that I've been saying from the beginning, this Pentagram 5, with JJ, GS, KFAR, Michael Kaiser, and Billy. Those 5 seem to be very close, and then there's this lieutenant colonel, and they all seem to be pitching this other narrative that just nobody that has known Lion One for all these years corroborates.
Yeah. Why do you suppose they're doing that? That's a good question, isn't it? Why are they so hell-bent on this narrative that she committed suicide? And, I think she's innocent until they prove her guilty. Flatbed.
I mean,
and all the rest of these sycophants.
In a court, this is the court of public opinion, but in a court of law, okay, the state of North Carolina would charge Billy Barthel of first degree premeditated murder. And they would present evidence such as the coroner's report with a bullet through her face. They would present the murder weapon, and they would present fingerprint evidence of Billy's on that weapon, they would present the testimony, or they would just claim it, because police officers can do that. They can say hearsay. If you say something to them, they can testify to that. Okay. So they don't need Billy to get on the stand to testify to his confession, to his statement, right? And he said that he handled the weapon. He cleaned the weapon.
All these people saying that they've had conversations with the sheriff too. It's all hearsay. It's all hearsay.
Yeah.
Unless they recorded it and publish it, it's hearsay.
We had a conversation with the sheriff too, and from my standpoint, he sounded like a two-faced, double-talking jive turkey, a mealy mouth,
Yeah.
because he was trying to act like he didn't know anything about what was going on, which is
Yeah.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
He's getting called up the yazoo, and he handles public information himself, the sheriff of Mitchell County, because he is that much of a control freak, and yet he wanted to pretend as if he didn't know what the fuck BSBT was talking about. Get out of here. He is such a two-faced, double-talking, mealy-mouthed jive turkey.
And then the lead investigator hung up on someone who had spoken with Andrea for 10 hours prior to her death. 10 full hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And he hung up on him.
Right. Right. Yeah, he couldn't get his big boy pants on, you know?
Yeah. He didn't want to be recorded.
He didn't want to be what? Yeah, he didn't want to be recorded. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I mean, why not? Why not?
They have something to hide?
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, the supposed lead investigator, Ashley Beam, should not be afraid of being recorded.
No.
He should want all the help he can get, but instead they want to fuck around. You know, they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing fucking jack shit.
No, they're not. Hence the reason why we believe there's a larger conspiracy at play. I mean, think about it, people. We've been people in this community have been gaslighted. They've been charged with crimes that are not even real crimes. They've been found guilty of things that are just outrageous with no victim. They're being sent to prisons. Their rights are violated continuously. There's a lot to this, and I don't. And Line One was a huge part of being a supporter of this community. So they're going to have tendencies to not even want to fucking do anything about it, about her death. We'll just we'll go with Billy's story.
I mean, I don't think they want a death. They don't want a murder on their books. The one thing, okay, that is a much bigger motive to them, is the pure statistics. Okay, Mitchell County does not want a murder on their books. Period. Why would any county want that, right? And so, because they have an incentive to just call it something else, they might be inclined to do that, right? Because they don't like their murder rate going up.
And it seems like though that the death of the neighbor, there's an investigator on that. Did they like reopen that case, or has it been an ongoing mysterious death case?
Well, they're hiding the info. They won't tell us any fucking thing on the record so far, you know, and I find that very odd, why we can't get a public information officer to make a statement about these two
Yeah,
Well,
they said that
there's
the
one
sheriff is
freaking
the
red
public
home for
information.
sure.
The
One of
sheriff
these
is the
red
public
home for
information
sure.
officer. The sheriff. The sheriff is the public information officer. Boy, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Right. I mean, because he's a control freak.
Sounds like he's way over his head too.
Yeah, and of course he doesn't want the SBI to come in and take the investigation, but there's a lot of folks calling for that, like Sean Porter. And he said to call the district attorney there in Mitchell County and request that they request the investigation be transferred to the SBI. I guess they have the power to do
Yeah.
and also Mitchell County has the power to request that the SBI take over the investigation. So you can also lobby them, the Mitchell County Sheriff's Department. I guess the sheriff likes to micromanage every fucking detail. So you literally have to everybody has to talk to the sheriff and shit because they don't want to put out any statements. Not that their statements mean a goddamn thing. Nothing they say can be trusted. Period.
Yep.
You know, no more trust should be applied to it than anybody else, I suppose. I mean, you know, if you know that police officer, you know, maybe you would trust them, but why would you trust them just because they're a police officer? That is absurd. That is so crazy.
Yeah. And if my moderators know the state's attorney, I guess, who would direct the SBI to investigate, if you know that contact information, let's put it in the chat. And just in case people want to let their thoughts be known.
And GS slanders Lion One and says that she was often in her cups.
Yeah, her cups. CUPS. In other words, she's often drinking. Did you ever see her intoxicated people? And I think you.
Well,
lived
when I
there
was
for
there, we would drink wine, but that was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, she liked to drink wine and she would drink wine with me when we were there, but no, she wouldn't get drunk. But that wasn't like an all the time thing with her. She would drink coffee, just like me, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So her friends that she was close with are pretty much saying that Billy is a gaslighter. Billy has thrown this narrative out there, and he's getting other people to latch on to that narrative and spread that narrative. And they're willing participants in a potential cover up of Red Rum.
Right. I don't know why they want it to be a sushi site so bad.
I don't either. Unless, I mean, people really need to think hard. Why do they want it to be a sushi site so bad? Why? Who is she affiliated with that they really, really want to get rid of? Who were her friends? And don't tell me that GS is part of this community ever. Ever. He never was. Some of us were duped by him. Sean Porter's kind of duped by him right now. You know, because he comes off, he's a silver-tongued devil is what he is. He comes off as even keel. even though we all know, we've seen the other side, that he's not. He's very unhinged, unbalanced, crazy. He's a lunatic. And he has demonstrated that on the internet. So he builds bridges only to burn them down later. So it's like, be careful who you associate with, he always says. Yeah. Be careful who you associate with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Billy introduced her to that group, and she didn't know that she was going to get systematically gaslit by all of them with
Yeah.
their narratives, right? But they were all building this narrative about her, and she certainly wasn't privy to that shit. That's for sure. If she thought that GS thought that about her, you know. She
Yeah,
was
but she didn't
very
know.
confident in her, like she had a very strong will. Okay. You wouldn't have been able to just gaslight her.
Right.
Right. I don't
No.
care if GS and Billy and the Hawk and Mountain Mama and all of them. I mean, she could be in a room with 15 fucking people and they're all telling her this shit. She's not going to fucking believe it because she knows she's very strong willed.
Yeah. Yeah. Not easily gaslit.
No. And very capable. Like, don't get her wrong and confused just because she didn't like to go out and, be in crowds and she didn't like to do certain things. She would do them. She was not paralyzed, in fear of going out in public or anything. She just did not like to, and she would tend to figure out ways around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't like crowds either.
No, she knew how to fucking get what she wanted, Um, she was definitely in charge.
She was a free thinker too. It was like, she's not going to be told what to do.
Right. And Billy is so submissive, which is why I mean, one reason why I've thought maybe the Hawk is doing this because he's not as submissive, right? And he seems to have a lot of leverage over Billy, a lot of control, dominance, right? Power over Billy. I mean,
Yeah.
Billy is like tiny compared to the Hawk. He's dinky. Right.
Yeah.
And the Hawk moves in right away after Andrea had kicked him out. And he says on the phone call with Alicia that there's no reason why he would be there, but yet that's where he is for the last 2 months. Weird. Very weird. And then so Billy has supposedly moved. And how did he get it placed? He's saying it's his house as if he owns it.
So was he lying? Or was he just, because the place was not built in the 1940s. So
Not that
if he's,
place. So he would be at a different place.
he would have to be at a different place, a place
Yeah,
that was built in the 1940s.
which would make sense that they were moving somewhere, but how does he get another place? With what money? With what, Billy?
Oh,
How is that happening?
oh, I can see that happening. He grifts.
Yeah, he drifts. He does drift. But he was acting like he owns the house, which makes me
He was
wonder.
playing word salad too, just playing word salad. Why would he do that? Why? I mean,
Well, what if he does have a large sum of money? What if he did already get money by fraud or some way,
Yeah, that's speculation, yeah, but that's possible, right?
I mean, he did say that he did it. He did say he killed her in order to get money to support his meth addiction. He did say that.
Yeah, he said the
And I don't
words.
know. Maybe they'll play it in court, and they can, the jury can judge for themselves the tone or whatever, and if they think that matters. Or, I mean, I don't know. Can you just go on the internet and confess to the motive why you committed a murder and then claim, "Oh, I was just kidding"? I mean, is that like a take backseat of a confession or what?
Well, and even at his little party in the backyard, the barbecue, I heard him say, "I'm a straight shooter," literally. Um,
Right.
uh, Literally, a straight shooter. Um, just certain things that he says sounds like confessing, and it's almost like he's doing it on purpose. Like they're never going to be smart enough to figure me out. He's arrogant. And when he was on GS's live stream the other night too, they asked him what he thought about me, and he said, "He's a piece of shit." Well, that's what he said when I was up on the panel with him, and he didn't even know who I was. He said, "You're a piece of shit," because GS told him I was. The guy didn't even know me from Adam. It just, it, whatever the crowd goes with, he's gonna go along. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I've gone outside, people, so
Oh,
yeah, it's a certain
all
time
right.
of day. Where am I? Front porch or back porch?
Oh, you're definitely on the back porch.
Yep.
All right, so we got West Side Accountability in here, Stephanie Jenks, All B, Claire, Lenny Malley, STD 58, 357 SIG beats 9mm, SC Phoenix Volunteer ADA Title II Auditors. Yeah,
Yeah.
loving it. Oklahoma Outlaw, Friends in Code.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
One of GS's audience members said the other night too. Oh, Cliff has backed off. Have you noticed he hasn't been doing any live streams? He doesn't go along with all of this stuff anymore. Yeah, bull butter.
Howard
Yeah,
Clegg and Chuck Taylor Jr., FTP, know your rights.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, GS is, he's wondering, he's thinking about you all the time, Cliff. Um,
yeah,
but we only really care what if he brings something to the table, you know. But he doesn't usually add anything to this conversation in any way.
no. And it seemed
Right.
like the other night that he was done. He says, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with it."
He wishes,
So
but he's kind
yeah,
of tied up in a murder plot, a red
yeah,
rum. He's a
yeah,
red rum runner at this point. I think he's been running it,
yeah,
running this narrative that Lion One should just be uh, cast away, forgotten. We can't
yeah.
talk about anything she did ever, like all the good things that Lion One did. No, oh, that really drives Killamilla crazy. Have you noticed that?
Oh
How
yeah,
batshit fucking crazy he gets when everybody points out all the amazing things that Lion One did.
yeah. Because she was a huge supporter of our community, and he certainly doesn't like our community. None of those guys do. None of them. GS, no. Even Billy was saying he's not 1A. He's not part of the community. Uh, he and he says it was such vitriol and vileness. Um, so I don't know. It just makes me really want to believe that maybe they're part of the um, government arm, like they're paid actors uh, to go after our community. That's the bigger conspiracy that I think might be there. We don't have any real evidence of it, but man, oh man, it all adds up because there's so many of them out there coming up against us. Gaslighting.
What do you mean we don't have any real evidence of it?
Well, I mean, we've got what their words, but they're not saying that they're part of the government, that they're government actors, that they're paid. They're not saying it. They're just saying, "Oh no, this guy just sent me some super chats. That's all."
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Well, the money trail. Well, there's
yeah.
definitely going to be a money trail from JJ to Direct B. There's
Well, and
got to
from
be a money
JJ
trail,
to
but
GS too.
yeah,
I've witnessed it. Yeah.
yeah, but Direct D more so than GS. Okay,
Oh, absolutely.
Direct D is money motivated. There's only
Yep.
one thing that motivates Direct D, and it's money,
Well, and
right?
it's certainly
So
not morality. That's for sure.
no, it's money, right? And so for him to campaign for JJ, there is a financial motive,
Yep.
guaranteed,
Yep.
right? And he fucked up because he tried to get some smoke with me in my union and shit, and then he ended up holding his own funeral over on AZ Unfiltered channel. It was sad, but just a little, you know. Um,
He brought that shit on
Meanwhile,
himself.
meanwhile, um, West Side Accountability goes down and meets up with everybody in Tucson, and they go out cop watching. And Sam the Man goes to Vegas and meets up with Joshua Martinez and gets the interview. And
I have that
Bill
video.
Bill Union, right? And then Sean Porter gets on San Joaquin and on Rogue Nation, and you know everybody they ignored Direct D. He
Yeah.
got totally ignored. It was like such a pity party over there. AZ Unfiltered is a good guy. I like AZ Unfiltered. And you can tell how good of a guy he is because, he even let Chris come over there and hold his own funeral. Right? He was
Yeah.
I mean it was so sad. And he hasn't been heard from since. He's been nothing but quiet because it is a narcissistic injury. It's real
Yeah.
pain that Christopher Ruff is feeling. Real pain
Well, but he brought it on himself.
just by
You
being
know.
a narcissist.
Well, and turncoat, working with government agents, a corrupt jailer of all people. Corruption.
And then for
Can't
no
beat him.
reason at
Join him.
all, he tries to go after West Side Accountability. That made zero sense at all. For no reason at all.
Yes.
West Side never did anything to him.
I never heard her say anything negative about Direct E. And
Everybody likes West Side. West Side doesn't have any enemies.
no,
There's a
she
reason
doesn't say
for that,
anything negative about anybody.
Right. But Direct Christopher Ruff. Yeah.
I have that video of San Joaquin Valley Transparency in Las Vegas at a cop watch talking about his interview and talking about you. And I've got that set up ready to play if you want me to.
Oh, you want to play that? All right, let's see it. I wasn't prepared, but sure. Let's see it.
Yeah, let me get back in to my office here. Because I thought it was really interesting because I remember you sitting out on my back porch and I think he called you or you heard somebody say something that he was going to get back into this. if I remember right.
I
Maybe
know
I'm
you're
wrong.
not. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. If you heard a call, we're not going to discuss that.
No, no, I hadn't planned on doing that.
Okay.
All right, let's go right here. Share. Boom. Let's play it.
Whoa, dude. He's been sitting here for about an hour. He called for backup. Really? Here? No shit. Hey, I'll go ask some questions. I'll be back. Hell yeah. How you do? What's your name, badge number? I appreciate it. Oh no, you talked to me. That's why I leaned into you. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Now, if you wouldn't have talked to me, I wouldn't have leaned into you. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. I appreciate it, man.
I love that attitude he gives him.
On its hottest days.
What was that?
I said I love that attitude that Sam the Man gives him and shit. Because he's like, if you wouldn't have talked to me, I wouldn't have leaned into you and shit, you know?
Yeah, and he's
then he
standing
just
up
got
on a berm.
leaned into. Huh?
Yeah, he's standing up on a berm too. He's not even on the sidewalk, you know. So it's like he's far enough away.
He's on a berm. He's got the high ground.
Yeah, he does have the high ground. Yep.
Yep. And the cops got the low ground.
That's right. That's the way it should be. Here we go.
Yep.
I've been to Florida on its most humid days, and I'm just barely getting to Las Vegas. But I'm gonna be here for a while, man. Yeah. What are you doing here? I just come and record cops and hold government accountable. 6 police chiefs have been fired from my channel since I've been out. Hell yeah. No, 7 as of recently. Check out Arvin, California. Type it in Arvin, California. Sometimes the people work through me. Hey, y'all done? Hell yeah.
I like that. Sometimes the people work through me. 7 tyrants removed. He knows how to get it done, folks. He definitely knows how to get it done.
Rewind that and let me hear that again. What did he say?
It was really, I caught it. So yeah, I'll back it up here a little bit.
People work through me. Hey, y'all. California. Type it in Arvin, California. Sometimes the people work through me. Hey, y'all done? Hell yeah. I know. I'm already having a good day. Hey, Adams, what's the First Amendment? You don't know it, huh? You want me to tell it to you? Since you don't know it, I've educated a lot of cops. Just admit it. Speech, press, religion, assembly, petition. They let him go, guys. Did I save his ass or not?
Yes.
They were trying. I let them fucking have it. Fucking A, motherfucking homie. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know what they were fucking doing. He told me his printer wasn't working, so he was trying to get a printer or something.
Hey, you think they let you go because I showed up with the camera?
I hope so.
Excuse me, sir. I need to see your license and registration, please. What the?
We see that a lot on these cop watches too, don't we, people? Where the cops just let them go when the cameras show up.
You're watching a different version of this that I saw because this is edited and clipped up.
Yeah, it is. If it's only 15 minutes long. But yeah, I'll scroll to where he's talking about his interview too.
Oh, I haven't seen this video that's been edited like this. I just saw them on the entire thing. I think I watched the entire thing.
Yeah, he's just at a one of those I don't know, some sort of a thing where there was aliens, so he decided to pull over and film it. It was kind of funny. But
Okay, let's see it. Let's see.
I'm going to scroll forward a little bit here.
Like, you guys are gonna see the interview that I had today with Joshua Martinez out here in Las Vegas. I actually drove all the way out here today, this morning to interview him. Joshua Martinez, guys, he's gonna make a comeback on YouTube and all the work that he's done. He's gonna talk about it on the interview. I had a really good conversation with him. To me, it was more of a conversation than an interview. Joshua Martinez, like Press Harder, like myself. There's a lot of OGs in this motherfucking game. We've been around a long time. We spew some shit, and sometimes I think it takes other OGs to share their knowledge, have an opinion. So it doesn't always seem like maybe it's one or two people just saying certain things. Like, have an opinion, talk about certain things, what you know and understand and what you've seen regarding the community and the cop watching and auditing and everything, and I kind of I think I took this interview as like, I think I want to ask these types of questions, like, what do you see, bro? Like, how do you feel? And I gotta say, man, I think everyone is gonna truly appreciate this interview that I had with Joshua Martinez today, who is an OG in this cop watch auditing community. And man, what a hell of a good day today, guys. What a good day, man.
People, what can you tell us about Joshua Martinez?
Well, Joshua Martinez, he was doing this a long time ago when even before, well, I don't know how long exactly he's been doing it, but a long time ago he was. And then the government and the police, the sheriffs, I think in Vegas really came after him super fucking hard. And he was out filming police, and there wasn't that many channels back then. There wasn't. It was just starting, to really
So,
kind of to catch fire.
so there was just sparks. Nothing had really caught fire yet when he got taken
Right.
out of the game for a while.
Right. And they really ran him through a lot like Jersey Watcher, but even more so.
Yeah. Well, there's so many that have been wronged by our government simply for filming them, filming cops. Uh, I don't think folks realize just how dangerous it is to take a stand and film our government, because they go after all of our privileges.
Right. Well,
Because
they took away
don't-
his they took away his ability to talk on YouTube. Right. They silenced him. They put a gag order on him,
they've
and
done that
that's
to a
been
lot of
on for
others
years.
since the chat. Yeah.
For years, he hasn't been able to talk on YouTube. Right. And so now he can.
So
But
they shut us up. They make us go through these hoops and trials and cost money and have to pay for attorneys just to defend things that aren't real crimes. No victim, just the government is the victim, because we simply want transparency and accountability. And they hate that. They absolutely hate cameras on them because they know they're corrupt.
well,
And,
what they really hate right now, Cliff, is that you see there's a lot of folks that because of the way that this movement has gone, right? There was an explosion of channels, and then they went out and they did things, but then of course the government fights back hard, and they punished a lot of folks. And like, because we were just starting, there wasn't really a network, there wasn't really a community put together yet where the community could respond, and it, I mean, there wasn't one of the people walking around, meeting everybody and connecting them up when I started, right? There wasn't a channel sending thousands and thousands of subscribers over to every new channel when Sam the Man started, right? But now, we have a lot of resources in this community, and what they don't like is the fact that we're going around and we're meeting up with a lot of these folks that thought that they were alone, when really there is this huge union that loves them, right, and remembers them, and that can tap into that spirit within them that got them to take action in the first place, right? Because it's the spirit that the spirit that drives most of us, right? But there are also those like direct deposit who are money motivated, okay? And those folks, they have different politics entirely. It's not about spirit or morale, right? And we have great morale in the union, right? It's incredible morale.
People that actually believe in our Constitution, not just the First Amendment, the Constitution. People that actually believe that our country was founded on certain principles and values, that our government is trying to steal from us. They're trying to take our freedom away. It's about power and control, and they don't want people to know what they're doing. That's just how I see it. So we got some believers out there that are within this union that really believe in what we're doing, and then there's others that that have never really been boots on the ground, like myself, for instance. I always thought that there should be some sort of unity going on, that we should be working together. And it's really been a battle because you've got certain individuals out there that don't want to be part of unity, trying to really affect change in a real sort of way, and they're fighting against it, and they're fighting against unity because they don't really want change. They think that'll put them out of a job. They're making all kinds of money doing this, so they want the status quo because they don't really believe in what they're doing. That just seems so sick and wrong to me. And DirectD is absolutely one of those, because he's even said, "I'm a wolf, and if I had it to do all over again, as long as I could get away with it, I'd do it all over again. I'd be a criminal. I'd be a criminal."
Right.
I'm a wolf.
Well, he is a criminal. He is a criminal. He has a criminal mindset.
Yeah, he does.
He is a criminal. And at the
he
end of
knows
the
that our
day,
government are the biggest criminals. They're the ones that are running everything, and so he wants to join them.
no, he thinks that, but that's not true. It's that mindset which leads to where DirectD is. He thinks that the bad guy wins. The bad guy does not win. That's not true. The people have the power.
Yeah, we just have to let them know that they have the power.
No, you don't have to let the people know. They know they took it. Okay. They know that they have the power. Right. And they do not need the validation from the person. Right. The people validate themselves.
Yeah. We, the people.
Right. That's why people are secure. The right of the people to be secure. Okay. That's not being insecure. Right. Being secure is, being secure, right? You can't be touched. And the spirit, cannot be touched. Right? The body can be touched.
More people.
Huh?
We need more people. We need more people, more of the people involved in getting our government under control.
Well, the Pentagram 5 do not like people at all. Okay,
they don't.
hate people.
They even said so.
right? Because people don't have things, right? And they criticize people for not having things,
Right.
right? People have morale, right? Or you can pronounce it, morals or morale, right? But it's the same word, right? It's different than ethics, right? You can have people have morals, persons have ethics instead,
Right.
right? But they're not the same, right? Because we all know morals like build up your spirit and um, allow you to feel righteous, right? But ethics don't do that.
And I believe Line One was one of the people. I mean, she was a person, but she believed in people. She believed in morality. She believed in goodness. She was, and to think she would go against her own beliefs, it's just unfathomable to me. She's no.
If you're going to paint a picture like that, you're going to need some extraordinary evidence to back up that extraordinary claim.
Yep. Yeah. And they don't have it.
And everything better back it up too, especially the physical evidence. I mean, that's, and at the time, when Deputy Renfro arrived, he doesn't have the luxury of a lot of physical evidence tests, right? Like those take time. In the meantime, I don't understand what stopped him from placing him under arrest right then.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Or at least, I mean, I from what I understand, they did take him down for questioning.
They didn't take him down. He got a ride down there from Lieutenant Colonel Mark Owens.
Yeah. Yeah, which is something that's strange too, because phone records indicate that he did have a 3-hour conversation with Lion One the day before. And
Mark Owens. Yeah.
So
something
I'd like
like that.
to know. Yeah, I'd like to know how that conversation went. Anyway,
well, he doesn't want to help in this, at all. He's nowhere to be found. The GS is communicating with him now, of course.
Really?
Yeah, he's admitted to that. They've texted back and forth.
Huh? Yeah.
About this, and
so I wonder if JJ's been communicating as well with.
I mean,
with
isn't that a duh? I mean, we can count on that. I think for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if JJ just lost his campaign team, his campaign manager, Christopher Rupp.
I see Wanda Mize in the chat. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. Master manifester. Did you see the interview on San Joaquin's with Sean Porter?
Yes, I did.
I was thinking we should watch some of that.
Maybe if I can find it here, we'll pull it up. Let's go to YouTube.
I'd skip into like the 20-minute mark.
Okay. SJBT.
Because that was really an important stepping stone,
It was.
A lot of people care what San the Man thinks, rightly so. I care. He made a very strong statement at the end, too. He took a position.
Yeah. So was it on his official channel? I mean,
No, it's on San Joaquin. It's on San Joaquin Valley Transparency.
And it was a live stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I found it. Go over here. All right, we'll take this one down. A beautiful soul, gone but not forgotten. Rest in peace, Lion One. I like the title that he put in there. All right, go for what? First 20 minutes, you said?
Yeah, of course. Everybody over on GS, all they care about is distracted driving, not red rum.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed they focus on the small stuff, the insignificant things, because they want to take away from the actual topic at hand. You know, they don't want people to listen. They don't want people to see. They just want to they want to majors in the minor leagues of life. That's what I see.
Well, you can't listen to them because they don't even like their own words. They're lying. And then when you point out their own words, they don't even remember them because they're just making them up as they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like yesterday, GS, he admitted, we were playing a clip where he admitted that what Billy is doing could look very suspicious, and BSBT points it out, and he spurts out and stuff like he didn't say it when we literally just played it, and then we had to go back and play it again just for his dumbass, He's trying to obstruct a red rum investigation every step of the way. Just wasting our time. He can't even listen to his own fucking words.
Yeah. I don't think he even understands what he says half the time.
Well, he just says whatever in the moment.
He should just Google. He should Google what he said. Maybe
Right.
it's in there.
All right. So, but you at about the 20-minute mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to go outside, and then I'm going to come back in.
Even in her name, it's in her father's trust name. I mean, you can't make up a clearer motive than what we have here. And all you need is means and opportunity. And he was there. So clearly he had the means and the opportunity. So I don't know why he's not charged yet. Maybe they just want to wait for the autopsy. So it's better to show a grand jury. I'm not certain. I'm not involved in that, but definitely the credit card charges will be going soon for what he did to the credit card, illegally using a credit card. And he has no means to pay it back. He's never had a job. He was doing this tree charity where they were just taking people's donations and they were faking doing a lot of work. And then they would post online, give us money so we can keep doing all this work. He actually posed in firefighter gear and put everyone in the town into a panic, thinking there was a massive wildfire. And the sheriff apparently had to go and take the firefighter uniforms away from these two guys, Donald Carney and Billy and some guy named Trent, because it was scaring the population into thinking that there was this wildfire going on. And they were just doing it to try to get donations, saying donate money to help fight the wildfires. But the money just goes to Billy and this Carney guy for substances and pizza.
And isn't it illegal for you to use somebody that's passed away, use their credit cards?
Well, it would be illegal even if she was alive because it's her dad's company's credit card. It has nothing to do with even her. Yeah, it was for when she did work on behalf of his car dealership to where he could write off and expense fuel, like for her to run to the store and to do something, to help her dad or whatever, something that could be legitimately expensed by the IRS. But that's not what we have here. What we have here is a person who's deceased, and then the card is still being used by a person that was not entitled to use it even when she was alive. So it's just that much worse.
So for Made in America, she's saying that there's people in here that don't know exactly what happened or who we're talking about. So we're talking about a woman named Lion One. She is a longtime supporter of mine, many folks in the community. She's been very supportive since pretty much day one. I remember her leaving comments and showing support. Once she got with Benghazi Rabbit, I guess that's the channel he went by. What's his real name? Billy what?
William Barthel.
William Barthel. Once she got with him, she wasn't watching as much. I don't know if he was trying to turn her against people of the community or whatnot.
Yes.
And she was actually like, there came a time where she emailed me and she was basically asking for me to support Billy. And so I was like wondering, like, when I hear about all of this, I think to myself, like, maybe she felt sorry for this guy. She was trying to help him along the way. It seemed like she was going out of her way to help him. And it seems like he was going out of his way to possibly cheat on her, and then when she caught on to his games, she was more than likely going to leave him. From my understanding, she had called some folks to maybe even pick her up. That, to me, if you're calling somebody to pick you up, you're not trying to end it yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get out of that situation. You're trying to find a way out. And that's what just seems really odd to me. I don't believe that she would have done this to herself. So,
yeah, it's a horrible situation. She's a sweetheart. She didn't deserve this. And, more needs to be done. But long story short, these guys are now going around threatening the family members of the deceased, threatening the best friends of the deceased, threatening every single person who stands up for Andrea. And by the way, there's a lot more that I can't talk about here, but like everything that we're talking about her getting rid of him and all this stuff, it was all put into writing and the police have all of it. And Billy doesn't even know that.
wow. Stephanie Jenks says, Lion hung up with her friend May 30th at 3:23. Rabbit got home at 3:30. He found her and called 911 at 4:17 after his shower and shave. That doesn't sound like an innocent person, something an innocent person would do, right?
None of this stuff sounds right. There's nothing that he says that makes any sense. The fact he changed the story about she was cold, and then he told me that she was still there, and he could tell she was still there. And when she called the father, he said, Andrea is gone. I just want to let you know. And that was it. And then he's like, what do you mean? He's like, she's gone. She's dead. That's how quick it went. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean's really doing a good job of explaining where we're at. We picked a good spot in this video to start. You there, Cliff?
Yep, I had myself muted.
Uh-huh.
So there was something I heard here too about the credit card.
Uh-huh.
Why was there no pushback when Sean was asking Benghazi Rabbit, and he says, "Well, I don't know anything about that. I'll have to get with the father."
As if that has anything to do with it. No, you don't need to get with the father. This isn't a fucking negotiation, Billy. You're not in charge. You know.
They didn't. There was no pushback from GS or his audience about him using a credit card. There's actual evidence of it. Got him on camera using that credit card at a specific place. So there's actual hard evidence of it, and they didn't even ask him about it. Only Sean did.
Yeah, they protected him. They were in cover.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to answer any questions, they said.
Yeah, he doesn't have to answer to you. He has to answer to the police or whatever. I mean, they only have to talk to the cops. When they don't have to explain themselves to the public.
We don't have to read him his rights either. Okay.
No, we don't.
Right. The cops are required to. We're not.
He has a right to talk all he wants, and we really encourage it.
Yeah. Absolutely. At this point, I mean, this looks like red rum 100%, unless he can come up with some evidence. His testimony is not credible in my eyes.
No, not at all. Not mine either. And I don't understand why GS is giving him cover like that. He could have pressed him a little bit on the credit card thing at least. You know, he could have asked him, to speak about it at least. Uh, why is the whole audience too? It seems like they don't care. They don't care that he stole a credit card and used it. Uh, they don't care about a real victim in a real crime. Uh, it's just wrong. It's just wrong.
GS even allowed Billy to say things about Alicia's son.
No, I must have missed that part. Said something about Alicia's son?
Uh-huh.
Billy did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, disparaging her, calling her drunk and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So he's deflecting him away from himself and attacking the people that actually believe that he committed red rum. He's just going to attack the messengers, and so GS has been too, continuously.
Continuously, yeah.
Yeah. Let's attack the messengers, and let's not defend the actions of Billy at all. Let's not even mention it. Let's not even ask any questions anymore. I mean, he faked asking questions. You know, they were softball questions, but he also had to put his own little narrative in there first. She was in a doldrum. She went down into this valley, and sometimes you can come up from the valley, and sometimes you can't. And it's like, geez, gaslighting.
Right, based
I
on
resent
what?
it. Yeah,
Based on what? That is absurd.
it is based on Billy's narrative and Don's narrative and Mountain Mama's narrative. They're all saying, "Oh, she was so depressed and she was always drinking and she was always drunk and she always said that she just wanted to go home." Uh,
No. That's fucking nonsense.
it is. Prove it. You have a recording of her saying anything to that effect at all, Billy? I mean, you record everything.
Right, like that would be in her journals or whatever, No, she kept journals too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, show it. Show it that she just wanted to go lay down in the field. The lovely lion laid down in the field.
I know she wrote about me in her journal. You know that for a fact.
Yep. All right, let's continue this.
It was horrible. And, there's nothing he's done right. He was actually begging for money the next day, having a pizza party the next day, posting pictures of him smiling here the next day. 7 days after her demise, he called me and asked if I wanted to do videos about some nonprofit that was scamming people down there or something. And I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Are you really? That's what you're thinking about right now? Like, I can't even talk to you. Like, this is messed up. But yeah, nothing he said to me made sense. And what's funny is he's threatening people who are calling for an investigation. Like, that shows that you're guilty in my perspective. There's no way you could possibly be saying I'm totally innocent, but if you dare question me, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to come to your house and do horrible things to you. This is going to be a movie one day about how dumb Billy is. I mean, Billy's just been a poser, a wannabe YouTuber. He would do things that were wrong just to get attention because he didn't have a message. He didn't have a goal. He didn't have a focus. He wanted to be a YouTuber. I don't care about being a YouTuber. I care about going after my government. Billy cared about being a YouTuber, and he's just looking for a way to do it. He switched from going after the government for horrible things they were doing in the community to going after honey, growing honeybees, and then he was making soap, and then he was taking care of this hurricane thing when the hurricane happened and trying to be a hurricane hero, and all he was a hurricane zero. He was out there begging for money to help these victims. He lied about seeing people in trees and all this stuff. I talked to the sheriff. He said there was only one person found exposed to where people could see it, and there was nobody in trees. None of the stories he told about the hurricane were true. He lied about martial law. You know, he's a fake. He's a fraud. He's a phony. You know?
Okay. So, so he's talking. Is this sheriff? Is he just saying what people want to hear anytime somebody calls him?
I mean, I would assume so. He's a politician. The sheriffs are elected, okay, and they get unelected too, you know?
Yeah.
And he says whatever the fuck he needs to say to whoever he's talking to, but
He's mealy mouthed.
we have the only recorded call that has been played, okay? He talked to BSBT.
Yep.
And he didn't say anything like that it was a sushi side. He did not say that. He did say the word sushi side, but not, or the actual word, but he didn't
He didn't say it was ruled this, and so it's done.
Yeah, he didn't say that. He didn't say anything like that. He feigned like he didn't even know what it was. And it was the fact that he even said sushi side that BSBT honed on and caught him in his bullshit story of pretending like he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
Right? When just by saying sushi side, it like let BSBT know, oh, you do fucking know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Because we know, that Billy reported it as a sushi side. So of course that is going to come up.
Yep.
Right.
Typical
we know
cop.
that the reporting party of a call, whatever the reporting party says is what it's listed as. Right. If you call in an assault, they're going to call it an assault. If you call in, a sushi side, they're going to call it that.
Yep.
If he called and he said, oh, I just found my wife murdered. But he didn't say that, did he?
No. Nope.
Right. Why is he assuming, if in fact he goes in and he finds her, why does he assume that she did that?
Well, because that was his narrative. He pre-planned all
But why
of this.
would he jump to that narrative? Why wouldn't he think somebody killed her?
Yeah. Because he knows somebody killed her, in my opinion. And he doesn't want people to find out somebody killed her.
Just the assumption right there is pretty far off to me. And then once he makes that claim, then it's like it doesn't make sense at all. His narrative of that.
Here's a good point here. King Charles, I find it odd that your wife just died and he calls his lawyer for advice if he should give over the phones or not, and then tells the pigs to get a warrant. And I kind of agree with, get a warrant. And they should have gotten a warrant, and they should have gotten all three of those phones.
Yeah, okay. I don't recommend giving up evidence generally to the police, right? However, if you're running a narrative and you have zero evidence of that, you might want to produce some evidence to back it up, especially when there's somebody dead.
Yeah.
Okay. And you touched the murder weapon. You've got her blood on you. You've got a motive. You're the one with the opportunity. You might want to start thinking about showing some evidence in your favor.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he was comfortable enough that he wasn't going to get charged. That Deputy Renfro was going to protect him. That, you know.
I think he should just get this all over with and confess his part
And
in it.
he had time to go out and get his body cam.
Well, he had the presence of mind to go get his body cam too. He's covering right away, covering everything right away. You know, cleaning the gun, uh, shaving his beard. I mean, man, oh man, it's so many things that add up to he's guilty as fuck. And the other side say no, she had a long time. She had this propensity to talk about, you know, getting rid of the pain and going home. Uh, why are they propagating his narrative when you, everything that you see, everything that you've heard from him leads everyone? He's hanging himself, and he can just continue to hang himself. Keep talking, Billy. Keep obfuscating. Keep lying about shit, even small stuff. He's lying about little shit. You know, I'm at my home. It was built in the 1940s when it was actually built in the 1990s. I mean, come on, dude. You're playing word salad on things. You're trying to muddy the waters with your. Can you even call it testimony? With your lies. And by the way, you deserve me calling you a piece of shit. I don't know where you can come up with calling anybody else a piece of shit when that's what you really, really are. All right, I'm off my soapbox.
Let's play some more.
All right.
No, he's one of these people who would, you know, go somewhere and call the police on themselves just to make a damn video. He's not entertaining. He's just overly aggressive for no reason, and he's only does that with people who can't fight back, like police officers and girls. I mean, like the guy is a bully. I mean, that's all he is. He doesn't stand for anything.
He doesn't stand for anything. And he doesn't. I don't see him standing for anything but himself. I have the same opinion that Sean has on this. Whatever's good for him, that's what he's going to go with, whether it's true or not.
Right.
You know, and I can't wait to go down there. I'm hoping people like these other guys will want to take a road trip with me and go down and start door knocking. And
oh, maybe we should skip this part.
I just want to make sure everyone in the community that knows Billy doesn't take a phone call from him and say, yeah, come on and bring the camper you stole from your deceased wife and her family and the truck that you stole from your deceased wife and the family, and come stay in my front yard and let's go do audits or whatever. This guy's just a fraud, but that's what he's going to go to as soon as he was supposed to have left the house yesterday. That was the deadline set by her father's attorneys. And, you know, this lawyer said he would have his stuff out by September 1. He just needed more time for that. And that he was no longer living in the house. Well, he's doing videos from the house as recently as last night. So here's what happened. A guy with no money hooks up with a girl, marries her, and then immediately tries to take everything she has, takes her breath away, literally, and not like the Berlin song from the movie Top Gun. I mean, he literally takes her breath away, and then he tries to take away her trust fund from her 2 children, her Ford Ranger truck that daddy bought her, her camper that daddy bought her, the house that daddy bought her, the Kubota diesel $30,000 utility vehicle that daddy bought her just recently, I might add, like a month before this happened, a utility trailer, all of her worldly possessions. He even held her ashes hostage. The father asked the funeral director if he could just have a little bit of the ashes to come home to her family in Ohio. And the rabbit told the funeral director no, and he would not.
You see the reaction of Sandman?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
paying
appalled.
close attention to his reactions for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just a horrible thing to do.
It is. It is. And just the things that he's doing, I mean, it just it lends credibility to what we're saying, and no credibility to what the other side is saying at all. They're okay with him keeping all the ashes. They even said, "Oh, well, it's law. It's North Carolina law. The next of kin, who is the husband, gets control of the ashes, and that's just the way it is." Does that make it right? Does that make it right?
I mean, but why does he say no though? Why is he so vindictive about it? Why is he holding her ashes as hostage? Why?
Yeah.
You know, why does he think that he deserves anything?
It's sickening.
I don't get why he's not blaming himself for this, even with his narrative. I mean, how does he not blame himself?
It's so
How
hateful.
does he not know that this was his fault, even with his narrative, even if it was true that she committed suicide, it's still his fault.
It is. And it's not true.
No. But I mean, it would still be him causing that.
Yeah.
Right? He could
Look
still
how
be held
vindictive he
liable for
is.
that.
Not even willing to give up the ashes. I mean, come on, man. There's plenty of ashes. You know, that's just vindictiveness. That's just sickening. That I don't understand why people are like that at all. And I've heard of people being like this, and I just don't get it. I can't even fathom it. Are people that vindictive?
People aren't.
No, persons are persons like
Yeah, it
that's
makes a
just
whole lot more
evil.
sense when you call them persons, right?
Yeah, it's evil. It is.
Right.
It's evil.
Right.
What difference does it? I mean, send some ashes. Good Lord.
No,
Just
he's reaching
because.
for every bit of control he can. You know,
Yeah.
he wants to continue to torture anybody that Lion loved. You know,
Yeah.
he wanted to separate Lion from everybody she loved.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really sad. He deserves everything that's coming to him. He's going to have the life he deserves. That'll be justice.
Release him. And then he texted the father, hey, maybe if you had gotten to me sooner and communicated, we could have worked something out, referring to money. And he said, but it's too late now. What do you mean it's too late to FedEx some ashes to Ohio? Was there a time limit? Is there a statute of limitations? I mean, if this just happened, he had just picked up the ashes and he was refusing to release any of them. And he's now holding them hostage from the family. And they've got this will. They don't think the signature is, the father doesn't think the signature is hers, but they have to go ahead and verify that. They're going to have to talk to the two witnesses and the attorney who prepared the will. The will is technically deficient because the will states that the real property is supposed to go to Billy. Everything's supposed to go to Billy. Nothing's to go to the two kids. And the thing about it is, it says the real property is supposed to go to Billy, but she didn't own any real property, and she would have known that if she read it.
Now, I can't remember, but did somebody on a live stream somewhere say that Billy said with his own words that he actually wrote out the will with his own hand?
That's
Did he?
possible. That's possible.
Well, I can't confirm it because I didn't actually hear him say I wrote it out myself. But I've heard people talk about it. And if I could find that clip, I'd play it, because if he wrote it himself, the whole thing would be, bogus.
Well, that is an interesting point though that Sean's making here, is because the wording of it is any real property of hers would go to him, but she didn't have any real property.
Right. She knew she didn't have any real property. So if she just saw that will, she wouldn't have signed off on it, because she would have said, well, this thing is totally bogus.
No, she would know that it's not bogus. She would know she didn't have any. I mean,
Right.
I don't know if the will is bogus or not. I'm not saying that the will is even legal.
I've never seen it. Yeah,
but
I've never seen it, so I don't know either.
I'm just saying that even if it is, she would know that doesn't mean he gets the house and the car and these things, because those are real property, and the real property was not hers.
Right.
Right. She didn't own any real property. It was in the trust. But if she acquired any real property, if she did have any, then it would go to Billy. But she didn't have.
Right.
Right. So if they stayed married and then the trust converted, at some point, right? Because that, could happen at some point, I guess, if her father passes, or, but that hadn't happened.
Well, and it would have all been in the wording in that trust too, anyway. So all contingencies would be in a trust. In case he dies, then the property would go to so and so and so and so. He'd have a will for that, right?
Well, she could be in control of the trust, though. But I mean, I don't know how it is, but I'm just saying that she can have real property aside from what's in the trust. Okay,
right.
She could go out and buy her own property, right? If she had money to do that, and if there was any of that, then it would go to Billy. But what's in the trust does not go to Billy. Okay, even though the will says her real property would go to Billy, but the trust isn't hers.
Right. Yep.
That's the beauty of trust. Shall we continue?
Yep.
She owned no houses. That house was owned by her father's trust, and it had nothing to do with her.
Damn.
So it's super messed up, man, and everybody's pissed off. And we've got this sheriff that seems to be taking his time, but he may just not be telling us stuff. But the autopsy's not done yet, so we don't have a cause of, what transpired. I'm trying not to get.
Dirty Sanchez, would that be? I mean, because San Joaquin's been putting his thing up there quite a bit. Is that Joshua Sanchez? Do you know people?
I don't dirty. I don't know about that. Dirty Sanchez just sounds like a troll, kind of just a sock account, kind of. But I don't know what Dirty Sanchez was saying. But I mean, you know what a Dirty Sanchez is, right?
No. I don't.
Well, maybe you should Google it for the audience. We'll find out what a dirty Sanchez is right here and now. Make sure to show your screen though while you're doing it, Cliff.
No, I'm not going to do it. I don't really care. I was wondering if he was the same person or not.
No.
Censored here. I don't know how to talk. Censored, as you saw, my channel got deleted. I don't censor myself because F them all. And I'm actually doing better on TikTok. I got 3 million views since last night, exposing our local communist city government refusing to give public records to entitled citizens, violating our state law, and acting like a bunch of commies. So, you know, I can't say I really miss the YouTube constantly giving me grief over my posts. I don't have any problems with TikTok. TikTok, it's like there's nobody there.
If anyone of you guys that are watching right now, you're wondering what's going on and why we are talking about this or doing these live streams, why am I doing this live stream? First and foremost, you guys got to understand that Lion One was a true supporter of the First Amendment community. She has been.
I like how he says true supporter. So there's some fake supporters out there, right?
Oh yeah.
Because he emphasized true supporter.
Yeah.
So,
but we know.
I caught that. Yeah, we know, but not a lot of people in our audiences know. So I like the way he said it. That's all I had to say about that.
Like I said, a supporter for a long time. I would want you guys to do this for me if something happened to me, for any one of us. And this is the community coming together for one of us, for someone who truly supported all of us, you know, and that's why it's important to do these videos and this live stream and to talk about this stuff. If she truly was, if Andrea truly was red rummed, right? It needs to be properly investigated. They need to be arrested, and definitely, I know what you just said about this guy Billy. You know, like Andrea, it doesn't seem like anybody would want to give everything to this new boyfriend or new husband guy instead of giving it to their kids, right? It just doesn't make any sense. There's motive involved in all of it, and I just don't see why the department is lagging on doing the proper investigation. So in reality, I hope that these videos will actually push them to truly investigate this.
Well, that's what we're hoping. If you guys want to stand up for justice, call.
Truly investigate this. So even San Joaquin is like, they're not investigating this. If they truly were investigating this, there'd already be an arrest.
Right. It's a faux investigation.
Yeah, it's a faux investigation. A faux.
Right.
In other words, yeah, people in this community, we don't care about them. We're not going to do a real investigation.
Well, I don't think they want, I mean, the red rum on their books, you know?
And that too. Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of benefits for them not to investigate it. All kinds of benefits.
And really, okay, this shoddy investigation, it actually could backfire on Rabbit because, I mean, there needs to be evidence that he didn't do it if he didn't, right? Because all the evidence so far points to he did do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, except for, you know, how he manipulated the quote unquote crime scene. It's been manipulated.
Well, I don't even know what he did. I don't believe a word Billy said. So, you know, unless, I mean, I really don't, you know.
I believe when he says he grabbed the gun and cleared it. I mean, I believe he did that as part of an alibi. Well, they're going to have my fingerprints on the gun, so I'm going to tell them I cleared it when I, you know, was trying to help her. You know, that's. I think it might have been. It was planned, but then it was also a spur of the moment. I mean, we're going to really play games now since she found out he was on those websites.
I don't know. He said it was planned since November.
Well, they've been talking that way since November too. Yeah, that's before they even got married. They'd only been married 3 months,
Right.
so he's already he was already planning to marry her, uh, planning this thing for months beforehand. Uh, Man, oh man, oh man, that's a sociopath. That's definitely. I mean, man,
Yeah, let's keep going.
yeah. And again, these are my opinions. There's something very, very wrong going on.
The Mitchell County Sheriff's Office in Mitchell County, North Carolina, and just leave a voicemail for the elected sheriff or the general voicemail box saying that they need to do a better job of investigating Andrea's red rum, because there's nobody that believes that she was into sushi. And, no one believes that that happened. No, Billy is trying to propagate that. And remember, the likelihood of a woman using a 9mm, doing what she did to herself, that right there, if you look at the statistics, it's like 0.2%. They use, sleeping pills and things like that, and their wrists, but they don't do the pew thing like that at all. So, just to summarize it, Billy is a coward who goes around picking on girls. It's someone needs to stand up for. The father can't talk. He's got lawyers talking for him in court filings, and he has to stay out of it. So I'm the only one, the next best person to talk about it, and I'm doing this. I get nothing out of this. I went on one channel and they were trying to say I was grief grifting or something, or I was doing it for clout. And that channel gets like maybe 1,000 views per live stream max. And I mean, I got, like I said, I got over 3 million since last night. So I don't need clout. I'm volunteering my time to stand up for a friend of mine. Yes, she was a weird person, and she married a guy who dresses up like an enormous bunny rabbit. So maybe her taste in men isn't the best, but this goes to show you that no good deed goes unpunished. And, we have to stick up for her, and nobody else is. The sheriff's, I think the sheriff may be willing to wait as long as the autopsy, which could take months to come back, in order. Basically, there was a deal like there was like a defensive wound on her fingernail, a possible defensive wound. So we don't know. I know what I believe. I also know what I know about Billy's character. And the fact is he's changed his story 10 times a minute. He talks real fast now. He's lost 100 pounds. He looks like he's on something. And he actually made statements that he had previously done. I don't know what I could say on your feed, but previously done something that looks like salt that makes you go completely insane. And the other guy admitted to me that he used to do that, but he was clean for 5 years or something, which I doubt. And then he lied, and he told me that at the scene that they drug tested everybody. And that's not true. And the sheriff said that that's not true. And that's not something that they do. It's just not done. Why would they drug test? These guys aren't driving. It doesn't make any sense at all. But so he tried to use that as.
Why would Don Carney say that we were all drug tested?
That doesn't make any. All of them? Don Carney said that?
Yeah. And I think it's because, people are saying he's got meth mouth and they're all on meth. And he's like, no, they all drug tested us on the scene. So he lied. That's got to be a lie if that's truly what he said. Now, I didn't hear the words come out of his mouth. But if he did say that, that's an absolute lie. And he's just deflecting. They're all deflecting. It's like deflect. That's not true. This isn't true. Well, what is true then? Tell us the truth.
I mean, Carney is really acting guilty as hell.
Oh,
I
he
mean, if he
is.
didn't have anything to do with this, he should have ran, like, I mean, gotten as far away from Billy as he could.
Yeah, he's a loose cannon. Yeah.
But instead, he goes and he moves in at Lion's house after
Yeah,
she didn't.
after- Yeah, she did not. She kicked him out like a week prior. Him and what's her name? Because she said she found drug paraphernalia, and that was it. She did not abide drugs, and I think she knew that they were scammers too. That they were like gypsies, and she didn't want them in. She didn't want them in her house. She didn't trust them. And he's going around saying, "Oh, she thought I was the big brother that she never had," and it's like, what? Yeah, she was just unstable. It's the next thing you know, she's telling me I'm a piece of shit. Well,
okay, that would create a whole lot of leverage for the Hawk if he got Billy hooked on the meth, and the Hawk is the one supplying the meth. Then that's a whole lot of leverage.
yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah, this whole thing is just really shady, and they're really shady for even. And then Billy saying she knew, she was okay with it. It's like whatever, dude. I mean, come on.
No,
It's a defense.
Yeah. Continue. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then he posts these crazy, threatening, ranting, rambling, no teeth having FaceTime videos threatening everybody. And it seems like he's on a stimulant of one kind or another, certainly nothing that's legal or lawful. And so, basically we got a bunch of substance abusers strung out, held up in a girl's house that they offed, trying to get at all her money, and the father is willing to spend more than the $150,000 that's in the Morgan Stanley account to keep it tied up in the courts forever, and make sure that while the police are doing their investigation, he's not able to then profit from her passing.
Man, I've spoken to several people in the past regarding Benghazi Rabbit. And I gotta say, nobody that has ever worked with him or has seen him has ever really trusted him or considered him a real activist. I personally have never spent any time with him, and I don't remember spending quality time on his videos and seeing, I know I've shared some of his work before, especially when Lion One asked me. At first, I thought that he was the same as Benghazi Rabbit Headland. Ron Benghazi Headland. I thought they were the same guy, but he's not the same guy. I know.
Ron.
See, and I thought the same thing when I first heard of this Benghazi Rabbit. I thought it was the other Benghazi Rabbit. It was very popular. So it's like he took over his clout.
He tried to.
Yeah, he tried to. That didn't work because his own personality comes out. It's like, no, you're just a piece of shit. You're not this other guy. Especially, allying with generally specific, who is a known person to really hate the 1A community. I mean, he had me duped, man, because I thought he was all about the 1A in the very beginning. He's very convincing in the beginning when you're talking to him, but as you get to see him and see his work and get to know who the guy really is, you can figure it out. I mean, it didn't take me long really to figure this guy out. It was a few months of watching his content and just all of the different stuff that he would throw out there, and talking about race issues. Women just need to be at home making sandwiches. Just racist, bigoted, homophobe, in my opinion, is who he is. Period. So there you go. Call me shaky hand Santa all you want. But you're a racist, bigoted homophobe. How's that feel? That's my opinion of you, sick fucker.
Ron's the old guy that would wear the cowboy hat in videos with me.
Right.
I've done a lot more videos with Ron than with the rabbit. But when Ron's channel was taken down for him speaking the truth too often, he didn't really want to mess with setting up another channel. Because, I mean, guys, he's like 66, 65 now. He doesn't really care. So the rabbit then just called it the Benghazi rabbit, and he would post some of Ron's stuff on there from time to time. Well, after Ron talked about the bad appearance and what he looked like in Virginia 2 weeks prior to the incident, you know, he actually changed the name to just the White Rabbit and took Benghazi off of it because he was so mad. And then he sent a 2-page threatening text message to Ron Benghazi, you know, saying he's defaming him and talking about, oh, and this guy talks about Jesus all the time. He's never been religious. Now all of a sudden he's saying, I'm standing on the rock of Jesus, pulling people out of the sea of despair. This is a guy that dresses up in a rabbit suit and lives in the back of his car. I don't
know. Yeah, GS. Wolf in sheep's clothing? Or rabbit
wolf
clothing?
in sheep's clothing. I mean,
Or
he's not even
wolf
in
in
sheep's
rabbit's
clothing anymore.
I know.
He's lost his sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got the rabbit. He's a wolf in rabbit's clothing.
A wolf in a bunny suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Like that's never been tried before.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I think some folks are going to be feeling like making some calls to the Mitchell County Sheriff's Department. You know, some maybe the district attorney. That's what Sean Porter was saying.
it was a state's attorney.
If
attorney is in charge of the SBI, if they want the SBI to investigate, it would be that state's attorney. And I think Stephanie had the name and phone number. If you want to ask the SBI to get involved, let me see if I can find it again. Maybe she'll put it back up for me.
Right, and you know what else? I think people can start lobbying, you know, their favorite channels to start making some videos because, you know, not live streams like we're doing, but actual videos, right? There's a lot of evidence, you know, and so, you know, think about who your favorite channels are, right? Who you have connections with, you know, who you know. Suggest it, you know, start working through the evidence with them because they'll get a lot more publicity, the actual videos, you know.
Yeah.
We can expect Cliff and Westside and Gregory to do absolutely everything, okay? There's a lot of channels, you know, that don't all do streams, but now's the time to start. You know, there's a lot of supporters that are here every day, right, that are in channels all over the place every day and have been for years, and they know lots of channel owners and
and there's a lot of really talented channel owners that really know how to edit well. They could take little clips from a lot of different live streams and really talk about both sides, right? And then
or they can just talk about our side.
We prefer that they just take our side on it. Yes. But I mean, even if you hear both sides, you're going to go, yeah, that other side is not. I mean, you know,
yeah. Right. Of course, they'll all come over to our side, but I'm just saying that, you know, that's one thing that we do need to pursue, right? Is some other channels making videos from the clips, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of evidence. Okay, there's the call from from Billy to Alicia. There's the call from the Hawks to Alicia. There's Joe Cool's testimony. There's my testimony, in abundance. There's Sean Porter's testimony in abundance. There's let's see, who else obviously we have a lot of Billy testimony, right? And there's Hawk testimony. There's Lieutenant Colonel Mark Owens. It's hard not to keep going, right? Because
Well, and there's Andrea's testimony too. I mean, she did warn about gypsies coming in there, and during the hurricane relief, she said that there were scammers and
right. But I think for now, Cliff, okay, we need to focus on keeping it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is an acronym. Okay. And it is true that this is a conspiracy. There's a lot of folks involved, but right now, I think we need to focus on getting our favorite channels to make videos where they're getting the information. Part of the phone call from Alicia or from Billy to Alicia, where she's interrogating Billy. You have her interrogating the Hawk. You have Joe Cool's testimony, right? You have my testimony, Billy's narrative. You have the B-roll footage of him looking guilty as fuck at the memorial service, right? At this point, okay, I think we should be painting a very clear picture of Red Rum, in that it was committed by Billy. Okay, it's not our responsibility to try and make him look innocent. I don't believe he's innocent. I don't think any of us here believe he's innocent. Saying the man doesn't believe that. Leave the defense of Billy up to Billy. Okay.
Yep.
And
I agree
at this point, we can just go forward and make the best case in chief against Billy that we
And
can.
I need to put this out there to Dickbag Patrol. Did you email me? Because I got a feeling it wasn't you now. I just have some other information that concerns me that you did not email me, that it was somebody else. So if you did not email me, you need to find my phone number somewhere. You know a lot of people. The thing of it is I need you to call me, because I'll recognize your voice, and I'll recognize a different voice too. But I can't give you the phone number on this live stream, but I want you to call me, because I need to talk to you, and I want to go over the email that you sent me, the 2 emails that you sent me. I want to know that it was you and not somebody else, because it seems like somebody else tried to pretend to be you. So that's my message to Dickbag Patrol. Find my phone number and call me somehow, some way. I know you've got resources out there. Or send me an email with your phone number and I'll call you. And I'll be able to recognize the voice if it's the other person. So either way, if you did not email me, somebody emailed me and claimed to be you. So I'm just putting that out there. And I think I know who it was. So, all right, I'm done with that. It was really strange. There's a thirsty bitch out there that's doing some really shady shit.
What's up, Cliff? Well, it looks like we may have lost Cliff. He's frozen. So I'll just read the comment he pulled up. One of mine said, I got to go soon too. I have court tomorrow. I got to get my facts together. Going to be a tough lesson. I'll be teaching tomorrow. Cool. I hope everything goes well for you. Hope we get a recording of it. That would be fantastic. Without recordings, these things don't happen. So I'm hoping that we get a recording, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cliff may be off for a little while. He may have to exit out and then come back in, because I don't know. Right now it's just me. There's no video. There's no Sam the Man. There's no Sean Porter. It's just me, folks. Hi, how you doing? I'm BSBT, aka Mr. Lanto, aka the Toothless Wonder, aka the trolls will love that. Okay, the trolls should love that. I'm just gonna do monologue.
The meth maniac.
The meth mouth maniac Muppet. Don't add Muppet at the end of it. That was the GS thing. Meth mouth Muppet.
Meth mouth maniacal Muppeteer.
Meth mouth maniacal Muppeteer. Okay, there you go. You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first. That's the official tagline. You guys clip that. Do whatever you want with it, right? No. I like how I saw this stream, by the way, the other night, and somebody read my shirt out loud. Oh, I think it was Thirsty Bitch. And that was so beautiful. You did such a good job on that, Thirsty Bitch. Good job, buddy. I am so proud of you. I am genuinely proud of you. You read that flawlessly, bud. I mean, you did such a good job. Anyways, I'm done paying compliments. What's going on, everybody? Cliff's not here. I don't know when he'll be back. We've got him in the back somewhere. We might let him out. We don't know. No, that's not how we handle business around here. Cliff is, I'm sure, doing just fine. The stream just went down for a second, but you got me. What were we talking about? Were we talking about Billy possibly being a murderer? Is that what's happening? I made the point earlier that GS, I'm going to talk to generally specific for a second. GS, extraordinary claims comes with require extraordinary proof, right? Something like that. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. And then you got Billy making a bunch of claims. Billy is making a lot of claims, okay? Billy is claiming that Andrea self-deleted. That's an extraordinary claim as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't get much more extraordinary than that. Therefore, the evidence has to be extraordinary. And guess what? I mean, like, if he had just said nothing the whole time and pled the fifth, we wouldn't really have much to go by. But Mr. Wabbit was real quick to provide to provide the story. So now, guess what we have to do? Now we have to go and see if there's any truth to that story. Okay, Rabbit, next time just plead the fifth, man. Just plead the fifth right from the jump. Okay. I mean, I don't like teaching criminals how to get away with their crimes and stuff. You know what I mean? But you ever see on the first 48, and then it says this guy lawyered up, didn't say anything, and then boom, he walks, you know? But it's too late for you, Billy. It's too late for you, buddy. I'm sorry. You're probably watching this right now thinking, ha, 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 I'm such a clever, wascally wabbit. I got away with it, didn't I? Well, that's yet to be seen, buddy. That's yet to be seen. All I know now is no matter where you go, Billy, folks will have eyes on you, and you will know when they look at you, they'll know. Okay? No, from this point forward, the rest of your life, whenever you go out in public, as long as it's somewhere where we know where you're at, we will be sure all the folks around you know. That way, when you go out into public, okay, you'll know every single person knows what you said and what you did, okay? They're going to know what you did, and they're going to know what you said, okay? So there's no hiding it from this point on, right? There's absolutely no hiding it. I mean, What else do you guys want to talk about? Do you guys want to talk about, well, they were, thank you, GS. Okay, well, since I just got the floor, people was supposed to be making me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know. Like, I don't know where people should be around here somewhere. I mean, I don't see the peanut butter and jelly sandwich showing up. Anyways, okay, so what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. GS was covering some of my court dates. Thank you for covering those, by the way, GS. I appreciate that. Okay, I mean, it was fantastic. You actually watched two pretty decent ones. I mean, there's a whole playlist on my channel if you guys wanted to go to my channel and check out playlists. I did do some housekeeping on my channel. This is very important, by the way. I did housekeeping on my channel. I made playlists that are public. There's 3 main stories in there, right? Number 1, Morbido. Number 2, me, Taylor, Court. And then 3, Lovely Lion playlists. Which one do you think is going to be the most meaningful playlist of those 3? Morbido, me and Taylor, and then Lovely Lion playlist. Which one do you think is going to be the most meaningful out of all of them? I mean, you could make the argument that they all had to be meaningful in order to lead to these moments, right? So you could make that argument that one is more meaningful than the other, but without the first ones, it wouldn't have led to this one, right? So anyways, the 5 playlists that are on my channel, there's 3 playlists that have stories on there. 1, Morbido, 2, me and Taylor, and then 3, Lovely Lion, okay? Housekeeping tip, but getting back to what GS was saying, or what he was saying, how he was reacting to my court dates. Oh my God, GS, you hit the jackpot, man. I loved your reactions. And then I loved when you said just when your opinion of me couldn't go any lower. I love it, dude. Like, fantastic, man. I love that for you. I love that your opinion of me is like couldn't go any lower. Give me a minute. Like, don't let me hold back, okay? There's still plenty left to come, right? That was just the first part of it, but those were 2 court dates, GS. I've got playlists. Maybe I'll make them public at some point again, but I mean, I've been doing this in court for the past 4 years. I've got 4 out of 5 dismissals, GS, in case you didn't learn. And then KFAR is going to tell you I always lose, okay? Here, GS, here. I'm going to give you a little hint, right? Since I know you're going to watch this and I know you're going to hear this, I'm going to give you a clue, okay? Ask KFAR if I've won 4 out of 5 of my cases. Ask him. Just ask him, right? He's going to tell you no. He's going to be like, no, he always loses, right? Well, I shouldn't say. I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know. KFAR might still be holding on to the lies at this point. But GS, you've been duped, buddy. You've been duped more than once. You keep getting duped. I get it. You know, listen, if anybody understands the feeling of being duped, bro, you're right here, GS, right here. Me and you, okay? If you want to talk about being duped, buddy, I mean, like, you're looking at Captain being duped, okay? So I'm not saying this as a criticism for you. I'm just saying, you know, word to the wise. You got folks lying to you. You're always going to have folks lying to you. But with a little bit of discernment, you may come a long way, okay? You may eventually come a long way, okay? But that's pretty much all I got to say about that, right? Well, no, it's not all I have to say about that, because I could tell GS in those 2 court dates that you watched, GS, that was fantastic. In the first one, the one that was on A&E, the title of A&E said I was rude and I questioned that judge's integrity. I was rude and I questioned the judge's integrity. You're damn right. I was rude and I questioned that judge's integrity. And here's the fun part. The case got dismissed, right? The case got dismissed. And then here's another thing, right? Even more interesting than that. Wolvie, right? Wolverine Transparency, the Hun Bun Biter, right? Wolvie, he got a similar case to me, police interference. That's what cops will try to do to criminalize your camera, is they'll invent fake crimes. If you didn't notice, GS, like if you didn't notice, that's what they do. They invent fake crimes to try to criminalize your camera. That's what the cops will do. Okay. That happened down in Taylor. It happened to me, but before me was Wolvie. Wolvie got hit with 1 count of police interference. And then I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I was Wolvie's poll holder at the time, right? I was Wolvie's poll holder at the time. And then he got a charge, right? So to me, I felt like that was an attack on me. Like that was an attack on all of us, right? When I see a rights violation, I don't see it as, oh, that person, that one individual is having the rights violated. I see it as that's all of our rights being violated, right? So then what did I do? I went with Wolvie, and I had to make a bigger ass out of myself than Wolvie. I get a criminal charge. Guess what? Police interference, right? But the funny thing is, Wolvie's charge gets dismissed, okay? So Wolvie's charge gets dismissed. Then they entertain me. Me. For whatever reason, they thought it'd be smart to bring me into their court system on YouTube. GS, when you start to figure out that it's not me under investigation and being prosecuted when I'm in a courtroom, it's actually the judge that's going to be prosecuted, and the judge is going to be questioned, and the judge is going to be investigated. That's what happens when and I'm not saying I'm bad at it, like I'm good at it. I'm just saying Bao is way better at it than me. Have you ever seen Bao do it? Bao makes me look like kids play, bro. So if your opinion of me couldn't go any lower, I would hate to see what you think of Bao. Sorry, Bao. Buddy Bao. All right, we're not going to throw Buddy Bao under the bus. He may have been an inspiration to me, GS. You know that? Buddy Bao may have been an inspiration to me, and that's why, have you noticed, do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing? Holy cow, just rolls off the tongue. You can say it a million times. Do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing? Say it with me. Okay? Anyways, so Bao does the same thing as what I do, right? He shuts shit down, but he does it on felony charges. Mine are just bullshit misdemeanors, like bullshit, right? Bao was facing serious felony charges, and he shut the court down, right? So GS, you might want to look into some of this stuff. But back to the story. So I get my charge dismissed. Before that, Wolvie got a charge. We had to get his charge dismissed. So what is any good prosecutor that's now 0 for 2 against the toothless guy? 0 for 2, buddy. Now what's the smart thing to do? What does any smart prosecutor do? He goes, you know what? I'm going to triple down on the charges. We're going to do this 3 times. What? And it's on YouTube? Sorry,
Hey,
Cliff.
nope. Cliff's power went out, so he called me, and he said that he's okay with ending the live stream.
That's cool with me too. I'm just up here rambling, telling folks about me. Again, it's about the lovely lion and it's about the playlist. So go check the playlist on my channel, not for my channel. You'll see a link to the other channels that have covered this. Okay, a lot of good channels that are on there.
Okay, broken system, broken trust. Cliff, or the Vigilance Committee says thank you for rambling like you did.
Yeah, we can close it down now. No, you don't have to. You don't have to spare my feelings. Cliff is like, God, we can shut this thing down. No.
Cliff, do you have anything to say to him? He said, thank you. We can finally shut it down. You don't have to
Thank you.
spare
We
his
can
feelings.
finally shut it down. Yeah.
Thank you for being up there. And
Okay.
and
Yeah, you're welcome.
yeah, my power is completely out. I can't access anything, so we might as well just end the stream, brother.
Love you, buddy. We'll see you guys later.
Love you. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you all. See you later.
You guys all have a great day. Thank you for supporting the Vigilance Committee. And like Broken System, Broken Trust said, this was all about Lion One. And you guys have a great night. And I will see you later.
Well, the sun sets low on the dusty plain. Justice walks slow, but it ain't the same. The law can't reach and the sheriff's gone. So we take the reins and we right the wrong. The Vigilance Committee's here when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hand where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. Outlaws hide in the hills so steep, but we track them down while the town's asleep. No badge on our chest, but we swore an oath. Justice and accountability, we want both. They call it the Vigilance Committee when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hands where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. We ain't no angels, but we ain't the sin. When the law won't listen, that's when we begin. With a steady hand and a fire in our soul, we bring the justice, we pay the toll. They say it's a game that the brave must play, but the lines get blurry when the law won't sway. Ain't no judge, ain't no jury here, just the cold wind blowing and a voice you can hear. They call it the Vigilance Committee when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hand where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. So when the law can't save you and you're all alone, just remember the Vigilance Committee, we'll be taking you home.